Thank you so much for checking us out and watching us. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like us on all of our platforms. We have social media platforms on every single one. Check us out. And make sure that you are telling all your friends, all your family, all your loved ones, all your associates, all your colleagues to come see us. We love you. Thank you for listening. Appreciate you guys. All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on the FFL Tri-State Weekly Training Day podcast. I'm here live with my man, John Mazzella, DJ John, my man who's always spinning it on the ones and twos, at least for me anyway. But John, I mean, listen, man, we're watching you on a great run here, and I'm watching you literally change your life. I think it's been really awesome to see. I wanted to take a turn on the trend that I wanted to come with some kind of hardcore sales training. And you know, we're watching you submit 20 grand every week, so I don't see if we should have anyone better training it than you. So, but we're thrilled to have you on, man, and thank you for jumping on with us. How you doing, my friend?
First of all, I'm doing very well. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. It's always a privilege to make the dean's desk, if you will.
The dean's desk. Well, we're thrilled to have you. There's no doubt about it.
Doing good, man. Blessed. Doing good.
My man. So, yeah. So, John, you've been, you know, you're north of 350 last year, Hall of Fame this year, Hall of Fame pace this year, and you're, you know, on average issuing 40 grand a month. So I wanted to get you on and I wanted to cover some things. I want some new agents to kind of maybe feel a little blessed by this training. And I want you to talk about how you view your schedule day to day. How do you view your schedule week to week? How do you view your schedule month to month to write the kind of premium that you're writing?
Yeah, I mean, I just break it down day by day, week by week, month by month. I try not to get too far ahead of myself. I try to get into your office every Monday. I think I've been there religiously for the last 3-4 months, with, you know, a couple of weeks here and there where I missed. But the number one goal is to get into an office every day. I mean, every Monday and every Thursday. For me, the key to my success has been truly working weekends. But I just want to go with the Monday, Tuesday first. You know, I'm in the office every Monday. I'm setting my 12, 16, 18 appointments for Tuesday and Wednesday. And Thursday, I think it's imperative to set as many appointments as you can for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There are certain weeks where I do miserable, like this past week, and that's because I didn't work last weekend. So by me not working Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, it put me in a bad way Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I think for me personally, I think the weekend, doing business on the weekend is very, very important, because when you're doing 7, 8, 12,000 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you know, now you're submitting 10,000 in business before Tuesday rolls in. And when you're on an appointment on Tuesday, it's like, whatever, Mark, I already got 10 grand. You don't want to do this, I'm good. Just, that's sort of your attitude. I think you have more relaxed feeling when you're on the field Tuesday and Wednesday. So day by day, the structure is just dialing on Monday for Tuesday and Wednesday, and Thursday, it's very important that you get out there and you work Friday, Saturday, preferably Sunday. You know, you don't have to work all 3 days. I've told you this before. I love having Fridays off for some reason. I just like to kick it. And then I'll be out there most of the day on Sunday doing business, because I think people who do business with you on Sunday, or people who invite you into their homes on Sunday, they're there to do business. That they're not there just to think about it or get quotes. You know, if somebody's invited to your house on a Sunday, there's a reason why it's only Sunday and not Tuesday or Friday or Thursday.
Yeah. 100%. And I always love running Sundays. It's just, a non-pressure packed, easy. Everybody's home. Everyone's calm, relaxed. You usually pick up meals on Sundays too. Usually eat. You could pick, run a $7,000-$8,000 Sunday and eat pretty well. So I've always liked Sundays. So talk to us a little bit about the amount of leads on average you're buying for like a Monday or a Thursday or any day, or in the course of a week. How many leads do you typically get?
Anywhere between, it depends. I mean, if I'm purchasing Instinet leads, it's going to be anywhere between 100, 200. If it's mortgage, I'm trying to do anywhere between 30 and 40 a week. Realistically, maybe 20, 25.
So let's just take 125 leads a week. 100 internet, 25 mortgage. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And how many appointments are you generally trying to book? Like, what is your run schedule for the week typically? Forget about you taking a weekend off because you have been making 10 grand a week for the last 8 weeks.
Assuming it's a 7-day schedule, 6-day schedule. What I'll do is sporadically throughout my Monday, I'll generally start as early as possible. So if I'm in the office at 7:30, I'm usually starting by quarter to 8, and I'm hitting mortgage till about 10 a.m., where I get a tremendous amount of success. And then I put those off to the side. I'll jump into internet leads sporadically throughout the day, then go back to my mortgage leads later on after our bullpen session, get something to eat. Probably 2 o'clock to the rest of the night, I'm just working heavily on mortgage leads. And that's where a lot of my focus is. And then the internet leads, I'll just sporadically call them through the day, sporadically call after I do my mortgage leads.
So when you're calling internet leads, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the phone script there for some of your mindset. Those are plentiful all over the country, and people can actually get those. So let's talk about those. Let's talk about some of the things you're doing with those internet leads. What is your approach to those? What's your approach to phone script with those?
It's simple, Mark. It's very simple. Going into that call, I know that every single one of those calls are getting a lot of calls from a lot of different venues throughout the country, whether it's extended warranty people calling them, whether it's life insurance calling them, whether it's people trying to sell them Viagra, whether it's people trying to sell them Medicare, whatever the case may be, they're getting polluted with calls. So my approach to the phone is I try to come off a little different. A majority of those calls are usually automated systems. So on the internet leads, I keep it real simple. Hey, Mark. Hey, this is John Mazzella from Family First Life. How are you, sir? Now, I keep it short and simple. That conversation is either going to go one of two ways. It's either, I'm doing very well, how are you? Which is the answer you're looking for. That's role play. Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Hey, this is John Mazzella from Family First Life. How are you, sir?
Doing well. What is
Good.
it?
Mark, I'm giving you a call in regards to this information you had requested online for life insurance.
Okay.
And I just shut up.
Okay. Why?
And if they, I just shut up because I want to see where they're going to go. I don't want to just keep babbling and keep talking because I may lose them. I want them to acknowledge
All right.
that information that they sent out to us.
Right. What?
So if they say yes, okay, I'm like, all right, great. Once again, my name is John. I've been assigned as your case manager. I just want to verify your date of birth, 7/10/69.
Yes, that's correct.
Great. And I have your address at 1313 Mockingbird Lane, Neptune, New Jersey. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Great. Once again, Mark, my name is John Mazzella. I'm a field underwriter for the state of New Jersey. My job is very simple. That's just to get this information out to you, see what you qualify for. Before I get into this, Mark, just a couple of quick questions I have for you. What was you thinking when you filled this out? Were you doing this for final expense? Now, I'll look at the age and I'll figure out where I'm going to go. But were you looking for final expense or were you looking to make somebody rich?
Love that. I guess I was looking to make somebody rich.
Okay. And are you married or happy?
Am I supposed to role play this? I mean, seriously, I never heard this before. I'm married.
All right. So you're protecting your wife. Do you have any kids living at home?
I do.
Okay, great. So it's your wife and kids. All right. So, I mean, if I could ask you a few more questions and I'll let you run so I come totally prepared for you. Do you still owe money on your home?
Yes.
Okay. And do you smoke?
No.
Okay, you don't smoke. Okay, great. So once again, Mark, my name is John. I'm looking at my schedule over the next couple of days. They actually have me in your area tomorrow and Saturday. I'm gathering you're still working. What time do you normally get home from work?
Tomorrow I'm off, and then I'm off on Saturday as well.
Okay, so you're off Friday and Saturday. Is that every week or is that just this week?
Just this week.
Okay, cool. They actually have me in the area most of the day tomorrow. I do have some availability early in the morning, like 9:30, 9:45, or in the afternoon, like 2 o'clock, I could get to you. I mean, which one of those work better for you?
No, the morning's easier for me.
Morning is easy for you? Okay. I could definitely come see you early in the morning. I would prefer your wife be there. Will your wife be there?
Gosh, I can have her here, yeah.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I can have her here, yeah.
Okay, great. All right, Mark, if you could just jot down my name and number, just let the missus know I'm going to come. The reason why I'm coming is just to check your ID, ask you some health questions, give you an idea of what you qualify for, give you an idea on how much we're looking at, and you let me know which way you want to go. Once again, my name is John Mazzella, and I'll see you tomorrow about 9:30, 9:45. I may run a little late, but I'll definitely be there.
Okay, thanks, John.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, that's great. Couple things. That's fantastic. Number one, I want to know why you do that cliffhanger, the cliffhanger where you talk about, hey, I'm just getting back to you. This is about an inquiry you put in for life insurance, and you stop. What is the psychology behind you stopping? I know the answer, but I need the people to know the answer.
Most of the people that call people today are automated systems. And the ones that aren't automated, which are very rare, they just don't shut up. They just keep babbling and they just keep talking. I want to have the people on the other phone involved in a conversation. I want them to respond. I want them to feel like they want me to come over. I don't want to be just another guy. I try to say my name at least 3 times so they remember my name and I'm not just the insurance guy. But to answer your question, I just want them to be involved in the conversation because I want them to feel like it's a personal touch and I'm not just a voice over the phone.
Got it. Okay. And I love it because people babbling. Do you know the most common answer you get for life insurance when you keep babbling for internet leads?
Deltone?
I didn't fill this out. Hi, John. Mark me from the Benefit Center with Family First Life. I'm getting back to you about the form you filled out for life insurance online, and I just wanted to confirm some information. I didn't fill that out. What are you talking about? Because you just keep running. And you know why? Because mortgage and final expense, we run like that. Right? And the internet leads different. Right? Because the common answer of the internet lead is, I didn't fill this out. Because the common theme behind the internet is someone hijacked my account. You need to understand the psychology of the lies about what thing people say and do and why they say and do it. So that you're not saying, I just called through 70 leads and nobody filled it out. I mean, you mean to tell me 70 people, bro, and no one filled it out? No, you're the problem. The very reason for a 4-second elevator pitch instead of a 12-second elevator pitch is to stop so that they're caught off guard, not thinking a lot, and they have to give you an honest answer because they're not thinking enough. They don't have enough time to come up with this fake answer. Facts? Right, John? Facts?
Fact.
So we must understand the psychology. The leads are $11. There's $9 leads. There's $4 leads. There's $1 leads. If I can get fat off these leads, John, why wouldn't I? Right?
30% off this morning. Or was it yesterday?
Off. You know, it's kind of like we can literally print these leads to death. John, what does it feel like walking into an internet leads home?
It's I mean, honestly, for me, it's no different, but it does feel good because you know that 1,700 other agents were trying to call her. Now, whether it was for Medicare or insurance, you know that person got polluted with a bunch of calls because that's the type of person that's putting their phone number on the internet, which is going to everybody and their mother. And for them to allow you to walk into their home and give them a presentation on insurance, it feels awarding.
Yeah, what's the likelihood they're going to buy? 9.5 out of 10. I mean, it's literally
I mean, it's. I don't want to say it's a lock.
It's about a lock, dude. I'm sorry. I mean,
it's very high.
Right? Very high. You know, and that is what we're talking about, right? So, John, you go through your phone script. You mainly run mortgage and internet, correct?
Say that again?
You mainly run mortgage and internet, correct?
Yes.
How many appointments a week typically are you running?
Probably between 20 and 25.
Okay, got it. So
some weeks have been over 30. Some weeks have been 20, 25.
So is it closer to 25? Closer to 22? Okay. 25. Let's say 25. Okay. And you write a lot of insurance. And again, John, you're a true testament of a guy who's been out there and seen a lot of families, right? Like you've gotten better as you've gone along, but you've always had that personality that's extremely warming, inviting, and just kind of brass tacks-ish without it feeling forced. You know, it's like you invite people into you got the DJ flow. Like you invite people into your world real smooth and they just start dancing with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a gift, okay? But outside that, you have 25 appointments, high show ratios, high close ratio. Can you talk about why your show ratio is so high?
Yes, this is something that we discuss every week in the office. One of the things that I've noticed is the set appointments of 25 and the sit ratio for me has always been higher because when I'm on the phone qualifying people or talking to people, I try to talk a little bit more to get a little bit more information out of them as far as what their goals are and what they're looking for. I sort of have that conversation with them and I separate myself from me, the insurance agent, to everybody else that's calling them. So to answer your question, I'm a little bit more personable than what we've been trained to do. I know a lot of people like to say, hey, Mark, John Mazzella, I'm getting this information out to you tomorrow. I'll be there about 2:00. Great. See you then. 30 seconds, hang up the phone. 30 seconds, the guy knows nothing about you. He does not know your name, doesn't even know why you're coming. Yeah, Mary, some guy's coming, I think insurance, I don't know.
Yeah.
The difference between my conversation, besides it being lengthy, I'm trying to get some information out of them that they really requested and to have them make me want to go to their house. Like when I go to their house, the tea is out, the Entenmann donuts are out. That's how it is. I feel like I'm already friends with these people when I walk into their home. You know, they open the door, there's a smile on the face. I'm like, hey, Mark, John Mazzella, do I need a mask? Mask, no mask? Shaking hands, pedaling, what are we doing? So they're like hysterical laughing before I even walk into the door. But I think to answer your question, we need, especially on the internet leads, we need to ask a few extra questions in the beginning. You know, do you plan, if it's funeral expense, do you plan on being cremated or buried? Does it make a difference? No, it doesn't. But you want them to just psychologically think that you're bringing the cremation information and not the burial information. And if you're being buried, I'm going to bring the burial information and not the cremation. So I just need to know what package I'm bringing out to you. And I think by having this conversation with people, it turns into a conversation where they are there when I come see them.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Again, you're also very personable. And I think that's duplicatable. I think it does come with confidence. But the ability to have as much control as you do without it feeling like it's forced control is something that you do very, very well. But anybody can do that with confidence. That takes a little time. But if I'm listening to this podcast, I'm listening to it, I'm trying to get on your level. Does that make sense? So I want to hear the stuff you do very well, because that's the stuff that I want to portray to people, so they can get better and be as comfortable and as calm and cool as collected as you. Let's go inside the home. You know, I mean, before I do that, I just want to just kind of reiterate the way you handle your phone script and just the idea that, hey, you're married or you're happy. I mean, it's just hilarious. And it's so dry, but you drop it on them, they have to answer it. I'm so shocked I'm like, I have to laugh. I mean, you
not say that to somebody if their lead card was like 65 and over, because I don't know if I'm dealing with a widow, because I said that once and I really felt crappy. Yeah. So depending on their age, like I'm not telling a 75-year-old, are you married or happy? Right. Yeah. I just lost my wife to COVID 6 months ago. You want to hang up the phone right there. So you got to know when to say it.
I got it. And then there was another thing you said that had me rolling. Which one was that? Which punchline was that?
I don't know, but one of the things that I do say a lot.
Are you looking for burial coverage to make someone rich?
Oh, yeah. Were you looking for final expense, or were you looking to make somebody rich?
That's amazing. But anybody could ask that question, right? That's not just a John question. Now you've been asking it a while. It's like Jonathan Porcina asked, are you married, single, or somewhere in between? Like, these are great questions to ask to allow people to go, wow, he's just a regular. Thank God I'm talking to him and not the guy who just kept calling me rambling the whole time, you know? All right, so moving on now. Let's go into the home. Let's talk about your work in the home. What are you looking for? What are you trying to set up? How are you knocking down as much premium as you're knocking down?
I'm going to skip the whole walking in the door rapport. Sure. The first question I do have for you, Mark, is after I show you my state license and my driver's license, I then show you the card that you filled out. So, Mark, this is you. Assuming that it's husband and wife, I'll say, which one of you guys filled this out? And then the wife will look at it and say, I did. And then I say, how many of these cards did you get in the mail? And they'll say, 5, 7. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I know exactly how you feel. I just bought a house in November and I am up to 11. And I'll show them all 11 cards that I've gotten in the mail, Mark.
Really?
I'll show them all my flyers that I get. But a lot of people haven't just bought a home to do that. So the first question I say is, how many of these cards did you get? And how many did you send back? I want to know how many people she's talking to or have spoken to, how many people have called. And then the main question I have is, why did you fill this out? What was the reasoning to fill this out?
Do you just wait
And I just shut up and I just let them answer. And 9 out of 10 people tell me the same thing. Well, God forbid, in the event something happens, I want to make sure she's protected. I want to make sure they're protected. I want to make sure the home is taken care of. The other 1% is I filled it out because they sent me about 10 of them and I just sent it back to send it back. And that question is, well, are you looking for this type of insurance? And if not, I'll be in and out of that appointment. But 9 out of 10 times, they're telling me that they want the information, they want to know how much it's going to cost, and they would like the protection. So then my next question is, so you've thought about this. My hands are up in the air. Us Italians use our hands a lot. So you've thought about this. It's safe to say you guys thought about this. Mm-hmm. Yes, because in 20 minutes, when I tell you what the premium is going to be, I don't want you to tell me I got to think about it. We've already thought about it. Now it's just a matter of me finding something that they're going to be comfortable with that's in their financial comfort level.
And you're saying all of this to them?
Not everything I just told you, but I will say, so you've thought about this. And once they say yes, in my head, I'll say, okay, I don't want to hear, I don't want to think about it later. But I will bring it up when they say, oh, we want to discuss it. You just established this 20 minutes ago that we've thought about it.
Yeah, makes sense. Keep going, bro. This is your...
So you've thought about it. Yes. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do right now, Mark, is I'm just going to take a couple of minutes just to talk a little bit about this loan. I want to talk about your goals. I want to talk about Mary's goals. Are we doing this for you and Mary, Mark, or just you?
Depends on the price.
Okay. All right. I'll give you both scenarios and we'll figure it out. All right. So starting with the loan amount, I see the loan amount is $205,000, correct?
Yeah. Before we go, stay right there real quick, because I need people to understand the ease of which you approach this, right? There's nothing that you said that's earth-shattering. It's just the fact that you're extremely direct, but very nice about it. You're not, people think direct's mean. It's not mean. It's just honest. Let's just be honest. People dig honesty. It's easy. It's easy to follow. It's easy to respond to, and they, at this point of the in-home, they know you're not there to play games. They know you're there to, protect their family and put their family in a good position, provided that we can find something that works financially, correct?
Correct.
All right. You keep going, brother.
All right. So I see the loan amount is $200,000. What did they assess the house at?
300.
Okay, great. 300. So you got about 100,000 in equity.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And is this a 30-year fix?
Yes.
Great. At what interest?
Trade's so low now, 3%. All they would get, then done.
3%? Mm-hmm. So 3%. And what is the mortgage amount a month?
$1,700 a month.
Okay. All right. So let me start with you, Mark. God forbid you pass away sooner than later. I'm gathering Mary is your beneficiary?
Yes.
Okay. Mary, same question. I'm assuming Mark is your beneficiary? Great. And then what I'll do is I'll just write their names on the top of my sheet, their ages, whether they smoke or not. And then I'll go right to Mary and I'll say, Mary, let me start with you. Assuming Mark passes away sooner than later, are you staying here or would you be forced to sell the house? Or not forced, would you have to sell the house? Most of the time they'll say, I'm looking to stay here. Mm-hmm. If they say I'm going to sell the house, then I'll go directly to Mark and I'll say, just so you know, if she's going to sell the house, there's no reason for you to insure the whole amount of $205,000. All you want to do is give her enough insurance where she's not coming out of her own pocket and she doesn't have to be forced to sell the house the next day. I'll give you both scenarios. I'll tell you how much $205,000 is going to be, but honestly, I don't think you have to insure that much. And I'll give you both scenarios. And then I'll just go right into the financial inventory of the home. How much does Mary make? Break it down. Same thing with them. What do they do for a living? Break down the financial inventory. What does it look like in the event one party passes away? Can you survive on this income? Can you continue it? Do we need to do this? And I'm basically doing that to see how much insurance I'm obviously going to try to get her and what would be the best scenario for her.
Got it. Okay. At what point do you ask for the ability to write an application and avoid a check? Is that
after I see what they qualify for? I know I'm in that house to write an application. Otherwise, I wouldn't be there. They know why I'm here. There's no confusion. So after I go through the financial inventory, which is pretty quick, I go right into the health. I always say, how's your health? And everybody says, I'm great. I had a bypass 2 years ago. Oh, I had a bypass 2 years ago. It's not healthy, dude. And I tell them straight out. But I break down the health. How's your overall health? It's good. Any heart attacks, any strokes, any cancer, any diabetes? No, just a little high blood pressure. I'm not worried about high blood pressure. Everybody's got high blood pressure. Once you get married and have kids, you have high blood pressure. The question is, how many medications do you take for blood pressure? Now, if they say 3 or more, I know I can't go to HMS. I know I can't go to America. So that's how I break down the health of both parties.
okay?
And then from there, I'll say, okay, based on what you've told me, I think you pre-qualify for most carriers out there, but I'm going to look at the carrier who's got the best pricing because that's what it's about, right? Yes. And then depending on their age and the scenario, it's either going to be HMS, cashback option. It's either going to be a IUL Express. Again, depending on the scenario. But whatever that scenario is, I present it on the form. I give them 3 options. Do 100% of the loan amount, do 75% of it, do half of it. And then on the very, very bottom, if she's going to sell the house or if he's going to sell the house, I'll give them like 2-year protection option.
Makes sense. So I love it, by the way. But the 2-year protection, how are you pitching that?
What I'll do is I'll show them the form that I wrote out. I'll turn the form to them where now they're looking at the form. And I'll say, hey, Mark, this is a premium of $350. Does that work for you on a monthly basis? No, that's too high. I cross it off. And then I'll just break down $290 a month. Does that work for you? Mark, if you got to think about it, I'm crossing it off. Cross it off. The last option. So in the event that you pass away, she would be protected for, and I'd have the layout. Like if it's a $100,000 policy or $75,000 divided by the monthly premium of $1,300, the mortgage of $1,300, you get 60 months, 50 months, whatever it is. And I'll lay it out and say, she'll have 3-4 years, depending on the relationship of the appointment. If I'm really, really cool with them and I'm really loose, I'll say she's got she's got 3 years to get her crap together. But the ultimate is with this scenario, she has 1 to 2 years of protection. Here we're giving her 2-4 years. You die, she gets a check. She writes a check. I'm gathering her name is on the deed. She's not going to have a problem with, no, her name is on the deed. Great. And then she'll be able to use that money to make her transition into her new life, wherever she decides to go.
Got it.
And that usually works for me very well.
Yeah, I can tell. The premium says so. The issue paid numbers say so. That's pretty awesome, man. Are there anything you're doing post-app in the home to secure business staying on the books? And is there anything you're doing post-closing to secure business staying on the books?
I'm just me, Mark. You know, I make sure there's no confusion. I make sure that they understand your loan amount is $205,000. This is for a $50,000 policy based on your finances or based on your health. We're not going to do the full amount, but we're just going to give her enough time. So you understand that. Yes, I understand that. You understand that the carrier is going to withdraw money from your account every month. Right now, today is the 25th of March. After approval, they'll probably draft premiums Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, which will be closer to the end of the month. If you need that changed to the middle of the month, you could always do that down the road. But as far as keeping policies on the books, I do believe in calling them back in a week. Hey, did you get your policy? Is everything okay? Is there any confusion? Do you need me to come by and look at everything with you? No, great. As soon as that policy gets placed, what I do is I take his date of birth and I take her date of birth. I put it in my AOL calendar. And when their birthday comes up, I'm calling them on their birthday to wish them a happy birthday. I do send thank you cards. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Every time?
Yeah.
You love that.
Yeah, I think it's good. Nobody gets phone calls for their birthday anymore, man. Everything is done on Facebook.
Or text.
Right, or text. Like, nobody calls me for my birthday. I'm lucky my mother calls me on my birthday. I would love to get Xfinity to call me on my birthday, or Geico, or all these other hooples I write checkouts to. Nobody calls me for my birthday.
You want Geico to call you for your birthday, brother?
Oh, that would be nice. You know, enough money every year.
I'll make sure I'll call my friend the Gecko and make sure I get me.
Now listen, are they going to write another policy with me, Mark? Probably not. But you know what? When they're out there playing bingo, N64, oh yeah, insurance? Yeah, I got a guy.
Yeah.
You know, your name comes up.
Dude, you are shut out, bro. Is that how it plays out of your head, dude? That's exactly how it plays out of your head.
Not a lot of referrals just for being me or just for doing the right thing.
Fair enough, man. I'm excited. That's really good content. I appreciate you taking time to break that down. I think it's going to help a lot of people. Obviously, I think the world of you, period, but your sales skills are very adept, and you know, it doesn't feel like you're selling. I mean, you definitely have a psychology of where you're going, when you're going there, and why you're going there, but you're just having a conversation the whole time, man.
We have a lot of fun in that office every Monday.
Right. So I appreciate you for jumping on with us. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to do that. Keep killing it. Everybody, let's make it a big week. We're having some of our biggest weeks and months ever. Let's keep the momentum, keep the hammer down. God bless everybody. Talk to you soon.
Peace.